Why did Jesus overturn the old law of an eye for an eye? In the law of Moses, God instituted lex talionis, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, Exodus 21:24. Far from encouraging endless feuds, this principle limited retaliation to a punishment equal to the harm done. In a tribal culture prone to escalating vengeance, Israel's judges enforced this rule to protect victims, ensure proportional justice, and prevent private retribution from spiraling out of control. When Jesus ascended the hillside to deliver the Sermon on the Mount, he addressed not the civil code, which remained valid and enforced by magistrates, but the personal ethic of his disciples. He began by quoting familiar laws. "You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth." But then he spoke words that astonished his listeners. "But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also." In one sweeping move, Jesus both honored the purpose of lex talionis, to curb vengeance, and pointed beyond it to a higher standard of kingdom living. By turning the other cheek, believers refused to repay wrong with wrong, thereby disarming their offender and demonstrating faith that God himself will ultimately set all things right. Jesus was unveiling the inner heart behind external actions. A disciple who refuses revenge, even when legally justified, reveals a soul shaped by mercy rather than by pride or fear. This echoes Jesus' teachings. True righteousness is not mere rule-keeping, but a transformation of the heart that surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisee. Israel's judges applied eye for eye because people's hearts were hard and they needed external boundaries. But Jesus, the incarnate Son, embodied a new era. The kingdom had broken into history. In him, God's mercy overflowed the limits of law. His command to absorb insult and injury reflects the same self-giving love that led him to endure the cross rather than retaliate against his persecutors. By elevating personal ethics, Jesus did not dismantle the state's responsibility to uphold justice. Later, he instructed his disciples that if a town rejected them, they should shake off the dust from your feet and turn to the next place, implying recourse to communal structures. But on the individual level, believers are called to forego even lawful penalties in favor of grace, trusting that the King of Kings will vindicate and restore in his perfect timing.